Hey guys, Game Hunter here, and we are, well, flipping back and forth in time and space of Dungeons of Dreadmore, and of course we're going to be using the Realm of the Diggle Gods expansion pack. Now this is a voiceover, so you will not be seeing everything at the same time, and you won't be seeing it as played, but this is a Lutefisk grind that I did. I played about half an hour before the actual run, and I wanted to get some stuff in, so we'll see that part just now. The Herodric Lutefisk cube, for those of you who don't recall the first couple of parts, you just put anything in it, and we'll be showing that. In fact, you put anything in it, and every single item of that group becomes a Lutefisk. Now this seems completely useless except for the fact that we have Lutefisk statues sitting around to do our bidding, so we'll be adding as much as we can to the Lutefisk cube. There are a few things as I climbed back up that I missed. One of them was the mass pitting mechanism that I completely forgot about when we were taking a look at the 5th floor. So we get to see that now, and ironically enough, it didn't bring a bunch of enemies directly from above, like as if it would be from the previous floor, kind of, but they came from far off to the left. I have no idea why the mass pitting mechanism would move them all the way over there, but in any case, you know, it's a bunch of dudes and we get to kill them, steal the precious loot and plunder and mushrooms that we can find from them. So now we know how mass pitting mechanisms work, and I believe there's one on the 7th floor that I'll be taking. It's either 7th or 8th. I'm trying to remember. I think it's on the 8th. So, by the way, we get to the 8th floor some point in this recording. So, yeah, that's how post-production works sometimes. Gotta love hindsight. And yeah, I mean, these are 5th level enemies, so they go down pretty darn quick. Nothing else going on there. Instead, we're going to... Cause one of the nice things about the Lutefisk cube is that if your inventory gets full, you can just go ahead and just stash everything right in there. So, but we go ahead and put a bunch of stuff into our nice... That's the place where I've been putting all the neat little stash items, by the way. We also have some other stuff like the iron ingots. I'll try to show that off eventually when I need the bolts. But otherwise, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. Now, one thing I did want to do, and one thing I completely screwed up when I used all my steaks in Lutefisk, is the fact that I can take the steaks and grind them into meat, which gets more quantities of items. Like a grilled steak, for instance, gives you 4 whole, I don't know, ground meats. And then you can put all 4 of those into the Lutefisk cube instead of just putting a single grilled steak into it and only getting 1 Lutefisk out of it. So I had a lot of cheese, so I was able to make a lot of Lutefisk, 115 in total, including all the meat, well, the little amount of ground meat that I have. So we're up to 146, but that's not quite enough for me because I'm a big man and I have big plans. Naturally, I was going to level, and I got battle mycology, which is just, it gives some kind of weird spore toxic attack or whatever, but it also gives me more mushrooms as I go. Another thing I wanted to do while going up these places was find the, refreshing, well, the drinks, just any sort of places that had stuff that I could buy, and then just get some Lutefisks out of that. It's not really the most economic way to do it, but it's a way to do it, and I thought I'd just point that out. So, yeah, with the drinks, it's not very good, and we try a moldsmith and failed miserably. Here's an entire room I missed. It's not a big one, but it did have an artifact in it, and as a matter of fact, I believe that's a sword artifact, so that could have come in handy at the time that I had actually found it. So, well, had I been able to find it, who knows? And we got some crafts in here. There's some ingots, iron ingots, and that'll be great because I'm a big fan of getting those. But nothing else really all that good. We never took a look at the fountains, so I thought we'd look at that. And you basically get random stuff, just random bonuses or debuffs or items or healing or anything like that. And I've tested them because this was actually a take 2 due to a crash, but they are random completely. So if you go back and reload, you'll get a different result. This is another room I missed on the 2nd floor. It actually had a dang octopus boss. Would have been pretty nasty, I think, on the second floor. So if anything, it's almost it's an asset that I missed it. Because who knows, I could have been killed by another one just like I had in a previous run. But there wasn't anything special else on the third floor at all. That was a pretty small floor. And nothing else on the second floor. So up to the first floor we go, where you do usually find a deal of the vending machines. There is that 1400 food. I don't get it. I don't think I need them with all the fairy watchers that I have. So I don't really do anything with that. But instead we get a bunch of really expensive drinks, so I'm just... Nope, no dice on that, Mr. Game. Now on the very first floor, I forgot to nightly leap over here to pick up the very crappy dagger that was sitting in here. So I got that, whatever, it's worth a loot fisk, I'm sure. Speaking of which, just go ahead and stash a bunch of loot fisk up out of there. In fact, I've been de-trapping along the way, and you can just go ahead and put the traps in there and make some loot fisk out of that. So that's a fun little time going on. The ingots, no good. The only ingots I need really are iron and steel. I guess copper could make copper bolts. I might want to consider that. But this is the real reason I wanted to go up, and it's because there's a handheld dispenser, and those have tons of single item stuff. Lots of softballs in there, and also some, like dwarven boomerangs or whatever they're called. But in total, I think the softball count goes all the way to 40. And I also pick up some bolas, because I don't know if they still work against high-level enemies, but gosh darn it, they were so useful early on. I would be silly not to keep up with them. So that gives me a bunch of more loot fisk, and I figured, hey, why not? Let's just go to the shop and pick up some really cheap junk, and also turn it into loot fisk, because every single loot fisk counts, I'm sure. But yeah, mostly the grated cheese has been our biggest sense, and of course the steaks would have been good too, but I kind of botched that. Botched that idea. So here we get to one of the, I guess, less desirable parts of Dungeons of Dreadmore. I thought I'd put this in just to give you an idea of how much time it can take to go about handling this stuff. And it's the inventory management, because you're left with limited inventory unit space, even though you can carry as many units in a single of that inventory unit. You can carry as many item units as you want in there. So it just kind of becomes a big chore to move things back and forth constantly. So at this point we go into a big cell where I'm selling stuff, and this is usually what I would do when I sell things, so that I would just sell literally everything. In the case with the loot fisk, I checked to see whether or not it wouldn't sell for very much, and if that's the case, excuse me, then I just put it into the Roderick loot fisk cube anyway. And that's how that works out. But there are some pretty good sells here. You know, like the male hauberk was $2 grand, and I think the triple flail is worth another $2 grand, which is pretty sweet. But that's really how this thing works. Yeah, pretty nice triple flail. If only I had found such weapons with my mace run originally, huh? Oh well. Brass ingot, who cares? Trap, who cares? So yeah, and there's another 9-hole loot fisk, as well as a bunch more gold. And so I decided to go ahead and get some odious puffballs through mold crafting, or whatever it's called. And so I got 41 of them, and as we know, each one turns into 3. So I don't want to have to show you guys every single eat, so we're going to go ahead and speed through that. But now I had 127 spare because I wanted 50 just as use, and so now we got 127 extra loot fisk for a grand total of 364. And I placed that in the loot fisk statue, and I finally got something, which is the Phantasmagoric Galaxy Froebel, excuse me, which is pretty good, except for the fact that it's mana regen instead of, say, health regen, or literally anything else other than mana points or magic power, or a few other things. There could have been a lot better stuff, but in the end I picked up a fairly good thing. It's got armor absorption and counter chance. I mean, whatever. But the point is that the Lootfist God statue has been reset, so now we have to go and hunt for some more. I think I had some overfill on that, because 500 I think is max, is what somebody mentioned. I don't know. I'm trying to remember exactly, but we'll try to figure that out next. So now let's actually take a look at what I was starting with the run. The first part's pretty boring, so I'm not going to show it all. I'll just show a couple parts which I thought were interesting. And of course now we get to see the fourth combat mycology in use, and we get 2 useless mushrooms that I have to mold craft. But the first thing is the shop. The shop has 2 pretty nice swords. Ultimately, I'm not going to want them because they're not artifacts and they don't have buku extra stats going on. So I might want to Krong one of them. I don't know. We'll see. Certainly the crossbow. Well, I don't know if we... No, I haven't showed that yet. So never mind. We'll get to the crossbow in due time. And this room had a lot of dudes in it, so I thought it would be good to show this as kind of a warm-up to what we'll be seeing, because obviously 7th floor, last time we didn't see a zoo, so we're kind of due for a zoo, and that is something that we will be getting to in just a moment. But if anything, this part was a little harder than the zoo, but it's also because I felt like I didn't want to use anything. I used a couple of fairy watchers, that was about it. But when it comes to, you know, puffballs and iron bolts and all that good stuff, I like to keep that for the zoos, because the zoos can get enormous, you know, near 100 enemies, and I want to make sure that I have plenty of stuff, just in case they don't turn out so well and you end up with 20 dudes that are all ranged and revive each other. Oh, man. And we also get to take a look at the good old Grandpa Mustache, the wizened folk of the mustache community. But he goes down without too much of a sweat, especially with the boosts that I have at this point. But of course, this is the part everybody's been waiting for, the Monster Zoo. So we got some nasties in there, but nothing really too bad, so we're gonna just leave that be. Speed up! And that wasn't too hard, and there's our reward. With full inventory, it has to drop on the ground, but Shield of Cake Town looks pretty nifty. I mean, it's not bad for a shield. I think I've seen better at this point, but whatever, it's a fun name. And that takes care of that. So, you know, this is all of the post-editing man over here. It's actually, it has a funny little ring, so let's listen. Here's past GH. And we're back! Right, so, anyway, that wasn't a bad zoo. That wasn't a bad zoo. Wait a sec. You're not supposed to be here yet. You're supposed to be in the zoo, aren't you? Not sure how you got out. Whoa, Glacial Burst. No thank you. Is that the whole floor? I think... Oh, wait, no, we got one spot. At least it looks like we got... Excuse me, one spot. I don't suppose we have an easy way to get to it, though. There we go. That was easy and non-convoluted. Righto. Alright, so let's get this. Hopefully it's not another zoo. I feel like I've been here before. They've certainly shown... Ooh. Yeah, so these are the bosses that we've seen on the 5th and 6th floor zoos, I think, respectively. But they haven't been... I mean, the bosses, of course, were trouble. The actual enemies, on the other hand, not so much. Not so much. We'll just get in there. Okay, here we go. Let's try to handle you. Maybe the fact that it's red means it's bad or something? I'm not entirely sure how that works. But whatever. Point is, it's not difficult, and I'd rather just get it out of the way. Especially once you have a way to move yourself more than one turn per one step per turn, excuse me. And with that, in spite of, well, although we have 3 Krongs left unkronged, we got our stuff done, so that's cool. That's very cool. So let's just might as well go to floor 8. I sure hope I can keep track of what the timing of everything is. So what is this place? This place looks like a crazy, I don't know, it's a mine area, mine shaft, crystal caves. I wish I was a fish. I don't know the order. I want crafts, actually. But I don't know. I have no idea. Ah, drink, darn it. Oh well. If there's some inexpensive stuffs, we can just go ahead and buy those up and sell them. Or, well, not sell them, but loot fisk them. Alright, good enough. Good enough. And also this isn't worth anything, and that I'm gonna have to grind up first. And there we go. Okay, good. So I guess let's hope not for a second zoo. I don't know if we'd want to have 2 speed ups in addition to the kind of last time on Dungeon Dreadmore Z. But you know, you do what you can. Just hopefully we don't have to run into it. In fact, I don't need you either, do I? Yeah, bronze isn't worth much, I'll tell you that. Although I guess you can turn it into stuff, so... Oh, and that's the level up, right. Maybe I should have left that. I don't think it matters all that much. Now we have to figure out what to get. So we have 1, 2, 3 different things we can master at this point. One thing left completely alone. Transdimensional dodge. I don't even know if it's worth it. Summon living weapons of fungus. That sounds cool, but is that more summons or... I think I just want more counter right now. So, more counter we shall have. Is there anything else I get from that, though? No, this one's... Well, master the use of the sword and counter... I don't... Maybe we will get boosts that go off occasionally. Perhaps. Let's go ahead and just make you... We got a lot of iron ingots sitting, so... Whoa, okay. Is this... Well, it might not be... We did have Ice Town, so I'm wondering if we're going to have Fire Town. But now we also have the Grandpa Mustaches. Haha! And my counter boost is already showing itself by having destroyed 2 of my enemies. Without much trouble. Without so much as a howdy-doody-di-day. Oh, these are just whites. These are like insignificantly easy. These were the kind of difficult on the first floor. Yeah, whatever. Find an item, take it to a place. I can do that? Oh, great. Where did you guys come from? Was that a... Oh, there's even more of you. Where are all of yous coming from? And please don't gang up. Please don't gang up. Thank you. Okay. In fact, most of them haven't even noticed that I'm around. Just where did you come from is the better question. Is this just how this particular room style works? Not a clue. Not a clue. But I know that we get lots and lots of mushrooms. It's almost not even funny anymore just how many mushrooms I get. Also, wait. Also might cause mushrooms to burst. Just plain old burst from the enemy corpses. That'll be worth getting. Ooh. But no. It's not better. I could Krong it, though. And it's not a total loss, even if I Krong it. Depends on what happens to it, I guess. But that might be the thing to Krong, because it's not absolutely vital, but would greatly help me if it was the case. So, We got some stuff to mudwin and whatnot. And, like, come on. There we go. So, copper, no. Iron, don't care. Well, iron, yes. Aluminum, don't care. So, let's go ahead and, while we're at it, just take out all the stuff that I don't need. You, both of you, all of you. I don't know about that. Amber isn't worth crap. You aren't. I think the Pyrite Suns I don't bother with. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good sort. Pretty good sort of the sort. Don't be a zoo. Yay. I would like to keep one zoo per episode at a maximum. Whether or not that'll happen has yet to be seen. I need some lockpicks is what I need. A bunch of drinks. Come on. Just buy some loot fisk, basically. Anything else? Digglenog. That stuff's really good, but when I looked at it in my craft menu that one time, it didn't look that good, so I don't know what's going on in that. Do not know. I know I can store the loot fisk in here, so it's a pretty nice... Yeah, I'm pretty sure citrines aren't worth much. And all of yous. Voltaic potion might come in handy, however. Just maybe. Ah, more princes. And a blunge cap. I have a lot of mushrooms in case you haven't noticed. A whole lot of mushrooms. More mushrooms than I will probably ever use. Probably 3 times as many mushrooms as I would ever use. Ooh, that's not a good combination. Although if I can kill them all without taking too much excess, that wasn't half bad. I did take a lot more damage than I wanted to, though. And yeah, sometimes you get 2 mushrooms. Ah, there we go. So if you destroy everybody in the room, it uncorrupts. I see how that works. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Whoa. That's quite a... Ooh, where is the... There's the trap. Just steal it. And steal you. You steal helm. You steal helm. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the cronging of the crossbow. Ooh, that was bad. That was super bad. So, I think that's not even worth anything anymore, so just get rid of it. Oh well. I don't know what the odds are. Maybe the better the item is, the harder it is for it to be cronged properly. Whatever. Oh, there could have been something nice in there, and I should have just waited for lockpicks to show up. What is... Did I miss a door? Yeah, I did miss a door. A very clear door at that. Come on, get over here. Get over here! Taking too much damage, yo. Taking far too much damage. Yeah, those aren't even worth too much anymore. Then again, the amount of experience needing to level up each time isn't going up a whole lot. So, maybe it's really not that bad. Oh, we're full. I guess let's Herodric and maybe also... Oh, odious puffballs I eat whenever possible. Go on. There we go. A truffle! Darn it. Dag darn it. There's a bunch of stuff I don't need here, though. Oh yeah, right, the aluminum ingot I don't care about. I do not care about in the slightest. And anything here at all. Let's just eat you, because... And yeah, so now I have a little more room for... Ooh, sliced... Do I have a normal cheese? No. They're all at the shop. Being used in maintenance. Whoa, this place has a lot of stuff in it. Including more sliced bread for grilled cheeses. Ach, blast. Ring of iron, what a... Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, so much stuff to Herodricize. So much stuff. Including you. So we got 40, we got a little bit sitting back at the pocket dimension. So that's cool too. you as well. And now I can pick up this incredible staff for magic people. And it even deals a little bit of damage, just for the road. What do we got? Mass pitting mechanism. Yeah, actually, well, let's use that again. Why not? Oh, come on. There we go. But I'm a little worried about it, so we're going to open it up a little later. Especially given all of these enemies we're dealing with here. Let's try confusing some, though. Come on. I just need a little bit of space here. Darn it! They're not giving me the space I need. Okay, there we go. There we go. Perfect. There's just enough space. Oh, whoops. Alright, good enough, good enough. I'm holding out just fine here. Continue along. Flaming Golem. Oy. Even stronger than the gold golems, I suppose. I guess this is mines. Gold golems make sense being here because there's all that sorts of stuff going on. Infernal potion. Yeah, if we see fire next time, that would make sense because we had cold a little before. Copper, don't need. You, I don't need. Iron. Oh, hematite, that's right. And now we can make it into something that I already have in my inventory. Alright, good. Yeah, man. All these mushrooms. Do I... There's something on you. Darn it. I hate it when there's stuff on those. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Oh, great, the zoo. And it's a super zoo at that. Alright, you know what? Let's just get it out of the way. But we'll leave the episode with this. So, once again, for the second time, do a speeder-upper. Radio. Right-E-O. Yeah, I can't even pick that up. That's a good magic belt. Makes me wish I was magic. Been finding a lot of good magic stuff. A lot of good staff stuff. All over the place. Anyway, so that one actually didn't take very long because I decided to play, you might even call it high risk, although at this point, with everything I have, it didn't feel it, but I pretty much gung-ho'd it other than the invisible golden tuber boss. I tried to show how shaken I was by the potential for that because great pumpkins and all that have kind of been a big issue for me in the past, so. But anyway, we'll finish up Floor 8 next time. This has been Game Hunter playing Dungeons of Dreadmore, and, well, I just said what we were going to do, so yes! I'll take care of all this trash collecting before then, but until that time, keep playing those roguelikes, everyone, and take care.